Hey, what's up guys? This is TBone here and welcome to another live stream today for our upcoming event. And I am doing this a little earlier today because I happen to be at home. And so that I thought, let's get started earlier so that we don't have to wait. And as it turns out, there's actually quite a bit of interesting news. And so let's take a look at the news feed and then we'll take a look at the cards. So I had a chance to briefly take a look. It's good that it's not delayed. And so we get a chance to take a look at the cards. And it does look like it's a relatively new mechanic. And we are going to also be in for a little bit of a treat, it seems, for participation in this particular event. So lots of things to go through. Let's talk about them. Let's understand what's going on. And before we get started, of course, wanted to say hello to everybody who is joining me in the chat here. We got Johnny Tables, Brian, and Be Like Billy, John Wilson, Noelia Du Razak, Sandra, and Matt Mouse. Okay, and so let me just double check here. Make sure that my window is showing the chat. Okay, I'll put it right here so I can see you guys. Okay, so first of all, it is International Women's Day on March 8th, and so that is something that is listed here. And also, they're going to be introducing this concept of recruiting mercenary heroes. So let's take a look here because this is brand new, and so we are going to read through this and understand what's going on and see what we can expect. So, recruit mercenary heroes. Recruit some of the fiercest women warriors and Corellas for your ranks when you encounter mercenary bosses. Mercenary bosses will spawn at random alongside this event's raid bosses. Defeat each one for the opportunity to recruit them as heroes for your team. Mercenary heroes will also be available as draws in this event's vault. Okay, so as you play through the event, it sounds like they're going to be spawning random heroes that if you defeat them, you're also going to be able to collect them for your own use. Okay, so we can take a look and see what's available below. And so collect mercenary heroes for extra rewards during this event. All mercenary heroes obtained during this week will award you a mercenary coin, which will help you earn collection rewards for the week. Any of the same heroes that you obtained before this week will not award any mercenary coins. Here's a list of mercenary heroes that you can expect to encounter. So even if you had these heroes before, they won't count. But these are the bosses that you could actually encounter. So we got Engineer Exanka, Coruscant, Freya, Vigilant Asuka, Tech Lieutenant Velda, Kuma, Stifling Pandora, Sand Charmer Ulfra, Divine Destinies, and Dame Recknell. So a combination of Generation 2 and Generation 3 heroes. So that's kind of nice. Let's say we've also got some more new people here. We've got Ellie and Mysterio, Nickerson, Renee, Chiming Ong, Hansworth from Germany. Hello. We got Ronald, Rock D, Casey, and Ben Rutherford. Candy Floss and Duck Carafini. Gabriel Demi from Argentina. So thanks again, everybody. Like I said, it's always great to see everybody joining in from various parts of the world. And so recruit mercenary heroes. This is brand new, and I think that this is going to be pretty exciting. We can also see a list of heroes that you can potentially collect, right? So the best thing about this is as you play through the event, you can potentially collect new heroes. And since this is a Slayer event, that does mean that I don't know whether it means that you have to be the person to finish it. Like if you need to be a finisher, then you'll probably want to lock your bosses a little bit. And we're definitely going to see a lot more fights for these cards. And we can also talk about like which one of these are actually really good. Some more updates as well. We can expect our Frenzy boss information to be available starting tomorrow. So whenever the event starts is when the Frenzy information is going to be available. You can just click on the little I button so you can take a look and see what's there. They're also changing some new things, and there's something that I'm really, really excited about afterwards. So the first thing is they're going to increase the rate at which you find your own boss. So that is going to go well hand in hand with, potentially recruiting your hero. So if you can lock your own boss, then you can have more opportunities to get those things, those heroes. So I think that's at least a good thing, because I know that the last couple of Slayer events we haven't really been getting our own bosses, and all the other bosses that show up kind of died really quickly. So it's nice to have your own, so you can play your own pace. They're also going to increase the health of their lower level bosses. I'm not sure if that comes along with a higher trophy amount, but they are also going to spawn less. So once you get to higher boss levels, you're going to see less of those lower rarity levels. So that is going to be nice. It's kind of it's kind of weird when you get to like level 350 and you see like a little wooden chest boss that doesn't give you any keys or anything like that. So they're removing that, which is going to be good. Let's see. We've got Heath and Jeffrey as well as Y69J1. Welcome to the stream. All right, auto turn in. This is the one that I've been waiting for a very long time. This was actually on their roadmap for the longest time, but they're saying that after this event ends, they're going to come out with a new update where as soon as you finish swapping the gems, if there's no more moves left, it's going to automatically end. The wording is a little weird, because like there's usually always moves remaining, so I'm not sure if it knows like once you stop matching, it's just going to end, or if you actually have to do it until there is no more move. But in any case, an update's going to come after this event ends, so you should expect to update your game, and it's going to hopefully make it so that we don't waste time on our clock. So some new things to look forward to for both this upcoming event as well as the event afterwards. All right, and so hopefully you guys are excited. I think that this is a nice little change of pace compared to what we kind of had to go through the last event. I did not enjoy the previous event much at all. I basically just did what I could to stay in the Emperor League, and that's all I did. And so I'm hoping for a little bit more activity this event. I will actually show you what I did with the cards afterwards. So if you remember, I actually got 2 support cards and 1 event card. I didn't end up using them, and I ended up dusting those at the end of the event just so I can have some more space in my inventory. So I don't even have the cards from the last event anymore. If I ever need it, I will simply get it back if I need to. But as of right now, those cards are dusted. I earned the dust from them, and I'm going to move on. We got Sondi here. Welcome to the stream, and Jabir, nice to see you as well. Okay, and so some of you probably didn't even play the last event. So I know some people definitely opted for that option. It is certainly something that a lot of people opted to do just because it was not a fun event. The team itself was not good, and let's just kind of put it behind us. All right, so onwards to a Dark Slayer event. Let's take a look at the cards. They do have new mechanic, and I kind of enjoy this. I kind of like the new stuff. So if you wanted to take a look, this is also where you can see your heroes. So you can find these mercenary heroes. So if you basically collect all 10 of these heroes, you can actually unlock yourself the Enchanting Empress, which is the ultra rare card for the K-pop style deck. This is the very first one of its kind. I am really looking forward to collecting this card because I've been chasing after this card forever since it came out. And so the opportunity to earn her for free through play is one that I'm very excited about. If you get 5 of them, you do get Amy, People's Champion. Unfortunately though, no disrespect to Amy, but this card isn't very useful any longer. And so it isn't a card that's worth keeping. However, if you can get all 10 of the mercenary heroes, then you're going to be able to get an ultra rare card, which is nice. Now, what I don't know is I believe what this means is you actually collect them. So that means you actually get to keep them in your inventory, which is really nice because I also don't have Dame Regnell. So that's a Master Collection card. And this is the Divine Destinies, which is another ultra rare card. So these are actually pretty nice collections if you do happen to come across them. Now they're across different affinities, so you might need to build different affinity decks to give you the best opportunity to take them out. But of course, I believe you're going to have to build Immortal Killer bonus cards in order to take them down for the Killer bonus to take place. Okay, so that's the new thing. We'll talk about it and we can kind of take a look and see what the progress is like, but I think this is exciting. I'm kind of excited about that. So it doesn't count if you already had them. It has to be cards that the bosses that you face this event and that you defeat. And I believe you don't automatically get them. I think you may have a chance to collect them. I don't know. Like more details hopefully will come out, but this is going to be my guess. Okay. All right, so so I'm early today, Flipper, because I happen to be at home, and I figure, why not do this now rather than later, right? And we got David Chason in here as well. Welcome. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. So we got the Ultimate Form. We'll start with that. Regal Revolutionary. So it's a Immortal Killer card, and I'm going to talk about the cards that you can use afterwards as well. And this card is kind of interesting. So as a card itself, it can create 5 power gems and it has the opportunity to create more, but the progression is slow because it requires 100 Immortal Killer intensity. Okay, so that means it only creates an additional one, and it's Power Gem 2s, not 3s or 4s. So the Power Gem it creates itself, it's not that great, but it's supplemented by its passive ability. So this is a passive ability that whenever another battle skill is used to create Power Gems, and I believe it'll apply to itself. Okay, so whenever a battle skill that creates Power Gem is used, it's going to heal for 200%, 2000% of the recovery, and then it'll create an additional Dark Power Gem starting at level 1, and then it'll upgrade 4 Dark Power Gems by 1 level. And so that means if you have just regular gems, it should upgrade it to Power Gem 1. And then if you have basically Power Gem 1 and so forth, it's going to upgrade it to 2, 3, 4. So it doesn't give you more Power Gems, but it gives you higher level Power Gems. And so that means if you have like a bunch of cards previously that didn't create Power Gem 4s to start with, you're now going to be able to get them to a level higher. So I think that's kind of interesting. Again, take note, the passive ability gives you 1 additional one for every battle skill. So theoretically, you could have this card with 4 other Power Gem spawners. And it doesn't specify that it has to be a Dark Power Gem. So it could be any Power Gem, theoretically, right? This is how I'm reading it. The card itself doesn't specify Dark Power Gem. It just says whenever a battle skill that creates Power Gem is used, it's going to create an additional Power Gem 1 for Dark, and then upgrade those Dark Power Gems by 1 level. And this happens every single time. So you could have 4 additional cards that create create Power Gems with its battle skill, and it'll upgrade them 4 times. Okay, so it can upgrade theoretically 16 Power Gems total. All right. So that is a very interesting mechanic. I think I haven't really seen it. The only one that was kind of close was actually Skychina. The Skychina card that actually will create Power Gem whenever you have a delay skill. So this is I believe it's interesting, and we can take a look at the other cards to see how they complement each other. So Ron and Bert, why these slow decks for Slayer events? Definitely need to actually play the game. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look and see whether it will be a good 1 or 2 turn deck first. And then we can kind of discuss that. So this is the Queen Mother of Magic. This is a ultra rare card. Then the way that you can tell whether it's ultra rare or master collection card is they flipped around. So the ultra rare card is usually at the top, and you can take a look at the shiny collection. Whatever's in the shiny, that's the master collection card, and you can sort of see the card that is very similar. All right. So the ultra rare card here, what it does is it will increase the. So this is a turn delay card, but it's a 5-turn cooldown card. Okay, so you can't use it often. It delays by 1, so it's a very typical turn delay card that you see. So as a ultra rare card, that's not typical. You don't typically see that kind of behavior like battle skill. That seems kind of weak. But its passive ability will create an additional Power Gem and then upgrade 4 of them as well. So this is the battle skill. This is the passive skill that the ultimate form is drawing from. And so this card plus another ultimate form will allow you to upgrade. Now, the thing about upgrading Power Gems, we've seen this before. We've seen this in the Rainbow deck where the ultra rare card upgrades existing Power Gems. Okay, and so if you don't have any other Power Gem spawners, this ability is a little bit useless. But this makes up for it because this passive ability automatically creates an additional one for you first, and then it does the upgrade. And so theoretically, it will basically upgrade the one that you originally created up to Power Gem 4, and then it creates 3 additional Power Gems after that, just a single card. So it depends on the number of number of cards you use, but because the ultra rare card doesn't actually spawn a Power Gem on its own, if you have multiple of these cards, it will actually eat into your ability to spawn Power Gems. So this is sort of like a card that is a little bit of a double-edged sword here. So yes, having more cards means you can spawn more Power Gems and upgrade them more, but if you already have cards that can upgrade, if you can already have cards that can spawn Power Gem 4s to begin with, it's going to be less useful. Okay, so I wouldn't say that this is like a very powerful, like super important card to chase after, but it is something that produces a higher level of Power Gems for you, so you don't need to use Power Gem 4s. Okay, and then we move on to the Master Collection card, Lady Lionheart. And so this card will be the power gem spawner. It creates itself 4 power gems. And so it's going to power up the ultra rare card and the ultimate form. And it also can create additional one for every 100 Immortal Killer intensity. Now, 100 more Immortal Killer intensity isn't exactly easy to come by, just because we only had one previous event with the Dark Immortal Killer. And so not many of us will have that many relics. And these cards don't actually generate the intensity on their own. So it is a little bit slow, in my opinion, for creating power gems. So really, with the Ultimate Form and the Master Collection card, that's 8 power gems total. And then the Ultimate Form will create 1 additional one. And then the Ultra Rare will create an additional one. So with those 3 combinations, you're actually looking at 4 power gems for Master Collection card and Ultimate Form, and then 4 additional ones from the passive ability. So you're looking at a total of 12 power gems with these cards, and then whatever other cards that you add into it. This also gives you a heal of 2,000, so this is the passive ability that then is drawn from for the Ultimate Form. It does have a Gem Silence, so that's something to keep in mind. It's different than Power Gem Silence, okay? So Gem Silence is one that you're going to have to watch out for. And Queen Mother of Magic will have Flatline. Flatline isn't really an issue for the most part, because we don't really need to use Revive often with these Slayer events, okay? So Flatline, that's actually a good thing. It means that there's less issues for you if you're facing up against a boss. Those are less likely to disrupt your flow. Okay, and then we have the support card here, Supreme Sorceress Inia, or Ainea, and her battle skill. So this is a good support card, right? It's a good support card that increases the enemy turn counter by 1. So if you're looking for a turn delay card, here it is, but it will have a 5-turn cooldown. So it's not going to be something that you can use continuously. The passive ability will create 5 additional gems after the power gems created. So once you create power gems, then you're going to get more gems created as well. So it helps fill up the board a little bit. But remember, when you create regular gems, the next time a power gem is created, it overwrites them. So it actually isn't some. Like I said, when you create just passively regular gems, because of the way that the power gems overwrite it, it's going to become less useful. So looking at the skill right now, the support card, it remains to be seen for me whether it's actually going to be good or not. Just because, like, as soon as you spawn power gems, then you are effectively going to be losing those additional gems anyway. And we can take a look at the event card. So I'm going to expect this to be similar to the Master Collection card. So this is Virago Linshik. And this will create 3 power gem ones, and it increases so this will increase the Immortal Killer attack. So this is a attack boost, but it doesn't increase it more than 100%. It's not going to feel significant though. And the passive ability will heal. Okay, so far overall, it doesn't feel like an OP deck, okay? It doesn't feel like an OP deck that sort of screams like must get, but the fact is you have now the opportunity to collect these cards. So first of all, you have a possibility of collecting Ballistic Commander Cheetah, which is the ultra rare card for the Freedom Fighters. Okay, so Freedom Fighters happens to be a Dark Slayer deck that also is an Immortal Killer. And so let's take a look here. So Immortal Dark Killer. So there's an opportunity for you to use Freedom Fighters, and if you get this card, if you get the ultra rare card from the collections, you could also potentially get you can get Bio Blitzer from the seasonal rewards as well. So if you take a look at the seasonal rewards, you could actually, where's the collection? You can actually get them if you go up to 4.2, I believe, 4.6 thousand tokens, and that grants you an ultra rare card right there, an ultimate form right there. And this card is definitely one that you'll want to be using in this particular event. I think it's going to pair well, really, really well. And the fact is, if you use this battle skill, it's going to be converted to Power Gem 3 because Bio Blitzer or Freedom Fighters creates Power Gem 2s by default. So it is a very good ultimate form to get. You can also potentially get them in the Proving Ground store. So you can also get this ultimate form from the Proving Ground store. So I am looking forward to upgrading mine to at least 2 stars and potentially 3 stars. So let's see. You think that is the support? Let's take a look. I believe that's the ultra rare card. Let me take a look. I might have been in my haste thought that it was the ultra rare card, but if it's the commander, oh, you know what? That's my mistake. It's 10 times rather than 13 times. I should have noticed this. It's a support card because it is the one that creates dark gems. I got excited for a second there. I thought my mistake. It's a support card, not the ultra rare card. But you could actually you could get the ultra rare card from the Proving Ground store. So that's a little bit of a shame. I thought it was the ultra rare card because then that gives you the possibility of getting the full ultimate form. But you can still get it as long as you get enough tokens for the seasonal rewards. You can still get it from the Proving Grounds. I would invest in that one for sure. Then the other one is going to be Ogilvy. This is also a support card. And then finally, we've got Nusa the Conjurer, which I believe was the event card from, or it could have been, yeah, this is the event card because it creates 4 power gem at once. And so all of these cards are generation 3. So these are okay, but mostly it's really just, for the collection of the coins. All right. So let's take a look and see how we do in our vault. So this is the one where I think I am okay going to tier 4, but I think I'll have just enough. So let's go open a couple of tiers. Again, not a team that I feel is absolutely essential. However, it is a team that has new mechanic, and as you know, I generally enjoy trying out new mechanics, so that's something that I'm going to try out just so I can see. If nothing else, put in your Freedom Fighters. It's going to be a really, really great card just because you can also take advantage of the fact that it nukes for 5 times the damage. Okay, and so if you get the ultimate form for this event, then you're boosting your Freedom Fighters up to 900%, and then that damage will then be multiplied by 5 when it nukes, and so you'll be able to easily take down bosses with high health, especially with these solo bosses that you can now spawn, so it should help you along as well. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it. The team itself, I think that it feels like it's better than the previous event. Okay, so like I don't at least have this feeling of regret of getting the support card and event card like the last event. This one is okay for me, I think. All right, so I got Stifling Pandora, which is a support card from the that was the Generation 3 era. So nothing good so far. Got a support card. Didn't get the extra relic that I was hoping I could see. So it looks like I'm only going to be able to go to tier 3 though with my current gem count. Unfortunately, I just realized that with this, I'm going to be left with just less 200 gems short. So I do get the relic here, and it's looking like that's all that I'm going to have. So I did get Coruscant, but Coruscant is a mercenary hero that I have to face in the actual event in order to claim as a mercenary hero. Man, so not very good draws for me this time. I'm short by 200 gems, and so I'm not going to be able to get the event relic and the event card. So just short by 200. I could easily collect that once the event starts. I could potentially pull it, but so far nothing good have come out of it for me. But the thing that you could do is I would definitely just focus on using these cards, right? So if you build yourself the ultimate form, like I'm pretty happy to use these actually. And it's just unfortunate I don't have the ultra rare card from this particular event, because then I could actually upgrade and create. I think the ultimate form would actually work out really well with this card, because if you take a look at the Freedom Fighters, what it does is it creates 2 Power Gem 4s and 3 Power Gem 2s. All right, so those Power Gem 2s are going to be upgraded to Power Gem 3, and so that is going to be upgraded if you have the ultimate form or the ultra rare card. So then if you go back and take a look at the collection here, so, oh, you know what? you don't actually have to face them. Huh. Just by pulling them from the packs, I actually, excuse me, I actually checked off 3 of those. I thought it is a way to fight them. Let me take a look. We'll take a look here, right? I just saw that, and I just saw from Mysterio's comment here. Check the mercenary and see if it's ticked. It is ticked. I was a little surprised by that because the newsfeed was saying that you should expect to come across these not previously owned. You come across these and you can check them. So I want to go back and read the newsfeed again, just to make sure that I'm not spreading like false information here. Because based on what I read, right? Collect mercenary heroes for extra rewards during this event. Okay, so here it is. Mercenary bosses will spawn at random alongside this event's raid bosses. Defeat each one for the opportunity to recruit them as heroes, and they will also be they'll also be available as straws in this event's fall. I missed that part. So you can collect these cards in 2 different ways. One through the vault, or the other if you actually get them as heroes in the team. So Sondi for 1 turn delayers, it's 7 turns because it was a 3-star card. So if you take a look at the card at 6 stars, then it's gonna drop down to 5 turns. So if you take a look at the information here, so if you take a look at the 6-star card, this is a turn delay card, and once again, I'm incorrect. I assumed that when you upgrade it, it's going to go down to 5 turns. So my mistake. Gosh, I'm full of mistakes today, but good thing I'm checking it. I'm checking it myself. So this makes the support card a lot weaker, in my opinion. Because who wants to use a card that has a 7-turn cooldown? Like, it doesn't actually. It's not really that strong of a skill. And so I don't think there was a reason to set this to have a 7-turn cooldown, because especially since the passive ability isn't all that great. Okay, and so you can buy back from the Codex. So there's a way to game this, isn't there? Okay, so let's take a look here, right? So let's see if this works, right? So Angel 111, you're saying we can also buy back from the Codex. So if we have these cards, right? And so what you're saying is if I sold, I think I have all of these cards except for Dame Regnell, right? I think I sold Kuma, so let's go ahead and go to the Codex, and let's go and do Dark Fable. Right, so I sold Kuma. If I were to buy back Kuma, we can take a look and see if we can check that box off as well. Okay. So there it is. We go back and we take a look here, and no. So buyback doesn't actually work. So I just checked it. I just tried it. So buyback from the Codex doesn't actually count. It looks like you have to either get it from the actual vault itself, or you have to fight it in the event. Okay, and so I didn't actually. So I just tried it, and I'm not seeing it. Okay, so Duck Hair Fini giving Amy's People's Champion. People Champion is such a joke. You've already dusted a lot of them. Yeah, I know it's not a useful card. So that is one that I think it should have been at least a Generation 3 card. Honestly, I don't think that. But if this is going to be the trend moving forward, then I think there's opportunity to improve on this, right? So, Angel, so what did you do? So you bought back a card and then you evolved to 6 stars, and then that worked? How is that different? Okay, so for the sake of testing this out live, let's go ahead and take a look. So what you're saying is buy back at tier at 5 stars, and then evolve to 6 stars. Okay, so let's give that a try. I'll do that. So let's go ahead and take a look. So we'll go back to Dark Fable. Okay, so we'll do Dark Fable event. And buy back at 5 stars, not at 6 stars. Okay, so here it is. Buy back, and then upgrade to 6 stars. All right, so let's go ahead and evolve. And let's see. So we got lucky gold. It's fine. Good. We can use that. We can craft the tier, and we can get the essence. So if that's the case, then you should be able to get most of these cards if you have them. I don't know about buying back the Master Collection card though, because you can't actually buy that back at 5 stars. So now that we can go back to our list, and we can see that it is indeed checked off. Okay. So it's been confirmed. If you have these older cards at, if you have these older cards, I've dusted them all already. So you just buy them back at 5 stars, upgrade it to 6 stars, and you will be left with only a couple of cards that you need to face, which are the ultra rare cards, and that is going to be Divine Destinies and now I don't know if you can actually buy them back at 5 star, the ultra rare card. So technically in Velda, I don't think I actually ever got this card, so I don't know if I'll be able to buy her back, but definitely the Master Collection card never came as a 5 star. Oh my god. The scrolling, there's like, come on. So Dame Regnell is one that I guess you'll have to fight. Okay. But it works. So it does work. So that's really nice. So there's an easy way to get Amy People's Champion, and this makes it a lot easier to actually get the Enchanting Empress, right? So I can actually buy back all of these support cards. Well, Exenka is not a support card. So we got I got 2 other cards I can buy back. Those are going to be easy, right? So let's just do this now before I forget, right? So the first one is going to be Water God, right? Water God card. Now, of course, if you don't have these cards in your Codex, another option is to hit the Dust Shop. You can actually get those cards. So if Freya, for example, is in the Dust Shop, you can try and get them at 3 stars. So I can buy back, upgrade, and then sell, right? That is going to be the way to play this. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, there you go. It's kind of slow right now, huh? I don't know if everyone's like trying this right now, hitting the server pretty hard. But let's go ahead and evolve to 6 stars. And then we'll go back and do the same thing with the Sand Charmer Ophrah, and that is going to be Earth and Mystic, Earth Mystic. So we can go ahead and Sand Charmer Ophrah, get a 5 stars. I actually never bother leveling her to 6 stars, just because I don't really use her anymore. But it's nice to know that these cards have their purpose again, right? So let's go ahead and evolve. So you got that card from the vault, yeah. So I wish I had gone, Dame Regnell or the Destinies, Fated Destinies, because those cards I'm missing as well. All right, so we can go back here, and I can now claim Amy. Yay! All right, so I could always buy back Exenka. So the only 3 remaining are the 3 cards I don't have, so I can go and claim that. That's pretty cool. So here you go. So this is how you can actually gain your items, but it says 5 out of 5. 1, 2, and okay, so the UI is not that great. It should have said 6 out of 5 just so that I know that I got 6 of those as opposed to 5 out of 5, because I was like, wait, I thought I had more than 5 cards in there. So I've already claimed 6 of these cards. I can actually get the 7th and potentially 7th, 8th. I don't think I have this card. I don't think I have technically in Velda. And so if I do, then I'll just buy back for it. So let's see. So you could farm Sand Charmer Ophrah at 20 Dust Shop. All of these support cards you can, and if you wanted to farm the event cards, those are going to cost 100, so it's going to be a lot more expensive. Okay, and so the question now remains, like, what do we think about the deck? Is it worth it? Is it going to be good? How about the event itself? I think that the possibility of using Freedom Fighters in this event makes this event a lot better, regardless of what happens. I would have liked to get the cards for this event, because it would have given my my cards a higher boost. But the fact is, I can get this card to at least 2 pink stars, because I can get the Bio Blitzer card from the collection, and I can also go to the Proving Grounds to get the well, I don't actually need it because I actually already have 2 Ultra Rare cards, so I can at least get this to 2 stars. If I could have gotten this to 3 pink stars, then I would have had basically the same power damage, almost the same damage output as the ultimate form of this event. So I'm not going to be struggling. Okay, so you definitely should get this ultimate form if you don't have it before. Well worth the investment. There's only one other ultimate form card that can deal as much nuke damage as this one, and that is going to be the Earth one. So I think this is a card that has a lot of staying power, and it's a card that's definitely worth keeping. As far as the event goes, I think that this deck feels to me like the support card and the event card aren't going to be as useful, okay? Because you get the same thing from the support card as the ultra rare card, so you're not really going to use that. The event card is the one that kind of is, different in that it gives you an attack boost, but it only gives you 100%, and you're not really going to be. Well, I suppose what happens is if you use this battle skill, it will automatically be upgraded to Power Gem 2s, and you increase the attack by 100%, so you can about double your damage output. So that is still going to give you a little bit of an advantage over your opponents if you guys are fighting through for the same boss here. And this will heal continuously. I don't know if passive abilities will get blocked by Toxin, but there's no Toxin in this event, right? So there's no Toxin. There's just Gem Silence and Flatline. And so you're not really going to be worrying about the heal here. Not a deck that I see to be a great guild versus guild deck, because you've got 3 turns and 5 turn cooldown for the ultra rare. That's not really something that you're going to want to be using as often. And it requires battle skills to be activated as opposed to passive abilities. Like if this was like anytime a power gem is spawned, it upgrades it to the one higher, I think that's going to be super powerful. But the fact is, the passive ability of the ultimate form and the Master Collection card requires you to actually use a battle skill. So because you have to use it, then the cooldowns matter. And so it's not going to be as good for a guild versus guild fight. It is something that I think, just looking at the abilities, whether or not this is going to allow you to take down like a big boss on its own, I'm not sure. Oh, and I missed it. It does increase the killer attack by 180%. Okay, so I think it's gonna be interesting. Ultimate form plus the Master Collection card, that's 9 power gems, and it'll upgrade a total of 8, right? I don't know. Because it is a Slayer event, though, it's going to be powerful enough on the turn 2. Like on turn 2, you're going to probably get enough power gems output to be able to deal enough damage to get at least the 15%, if not MVP outright. So I think that if you get it, that's going to be useful. And I think that getting this is going to be helpful for your freedom fighters. So there is also that sort of advantage you have going on there. So in terms of like whether you should go after this deck or not, I don't think you should break bank for it. It's not something that I think is I don't think that's something that is going to be extremely game changing for like the future, like meaning like I think this is a card that has potential for upgrading your future cards. So I think it has staying power in that case. But as a deck itself, I'm not sure that I guess it's in the middle for me. Like I don't want to say too many things that are negative about it. I don't think this is necessarily like a superb deck just looking at it, but I'm very, very intrigued by the ability for it to upgrade based on battle skills. Okay, so anytime you use a battle skill, it upgrades it. I think that is a really good passive ability. Like if that was a battle skill, that would suck. But it's a passive ability, so I think the Ultra Rare card and the Master Collection, the Ultimate Form, those two can be useful in future events. So that's what I think. So let's take a look and see. So ideas matter. I decided to go a little bit early just because I had the time and didn't want to wait until later. So Candy Flash, you're pretty disappointed because you had the worst luck last event and this event. But you've got the booster card and the Freedom Fighters, and you might even break out someone like Hell for Genesis. Yeah, so I think that if you don't have any luck this event, like I don't, at least using Freedom Fighters is going to be a good option there. So Come Willing Deep event team spoiler, it's not good. So yeah, so remains to be seen. But so far this season, it hasn't been that great. I will say though that between the last support card and this support card, I would say this support card is a little bit better. It ekes out a little bit in usefulness, not by much. This card at least delays the turn by 1. Okay, at least has a turn delay, so that's at least something. Okay, but it has a 7-turn cooldown, so that just takes it like way down for me. Matt Mouse should be good enough, maybe slower, and can maybe combo this one. Yeah, so I think that, you know, like if you had just the Ultimate Form, that card is going to be useful for you, more useful than the Ultra Beer card, because the Ultimate Form at least creates power gems on its own. And I believe if I read this right, the Ultimate Form will create power gems and then power itself up, right? So that's the only reason it makes sense to me that that the card has a battle skill that creates just power gem 2s in today's meta, because it upgrades itself automatically power gem 3. Like, it could have also started as power gem 3 and then just upgraded power gem 4. But I think the idea is if you use this alongside with a Ultimate Form, this is automatically going to give you power gem 4s. Right, so it's going to automatically create power gem 2s, upgrade to power gem 4, and then any other power gem that gets created will have upgrades as well. So just the Ultimate Form here, this one is actually relatively useful. I think that this can be used in multiple situations. And this should work even if you have a off affinity card in it. I don't know why you would want it, but it should work with any battle skill that creates gems, which is a nice thing. And so from the ranking perspective, this one far outweighs the other one for me, like the previous Ultimate Form. And we'll have to see what the other 3 is going to be like. So Darkside, you're new to the stream. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here. Noah Leah, so you still understand how this is going to work in a Slayer event when the bosses already come dead. You only have 1, most 2 turns only. Yeah, so you're not really going to be using the skill more than once, but the idea here is I think you're going to get more of your own bosses this event if you take a look at the newsfeed. And so at least there's that, all right? So we can at least hope for a little bit more of our own. The last Slayer event, I know what you mean. It was basically like you never get any bosses you can attack. And so having this, having more of your own should help. So Come Willing Deep, in your opinion, using the Ultimate Form plus the Freedom Fighters and the Immortal Commander Ultra Rare Ultimate Form and the Master Collection card, that's actually a pretty good idea. So the last Commander deck, right? So the let's take a look. Immortal. So the other thing to keep in mind too is since we've already had both the Commander and Slayer events as Immortal Killers, we're not going to see the Immortal Killer bonus for Dark come for a very long time, about 50 weeks or so. Okay, so this is going to be the last time we're going to actually use this this killer skill. So that's something to keep in mind here. So this is a great card as well, right? Glorious Golems. This one will create power gems, and then you can double it if you have supercharge, and you get immunity from the card. And it's all 3-turn cooldown. Okay, so no like 5-turn cooldowns, and every 3 turns you're going to get 5 power gems. The only thing that you're going to lack here is the 10 times or 13 times Slayer boost. If you use a commander card, so you're going to get a little bit less power gems, not power gems, a little bit less per card damage, but I think that you should have sufficient damage output with this setup anyway. So I definitely will be playing that as well, and you can simply just use your glorious golems as a leader because it will provide 300% damage for all Dark Immortal Killer heroes. And you can use the relic. You can use a relic for this event and the previous event together in combination. This is the one where from a combination of relics perspective, I want to make sure I talk about this. So I got one from this event. I expect to get another one because I'll have the gems to get the next tier. But if you go with Immortal Killer, you should actually combine all of your dark Immortal Killer relics, because you're going to generate the intensity and you're going to boost the cards, because it doesn't matter whether it's Commander or Slayer. You can just put them all in and they'll all be boosted. So this is the situation where these new relics work well. They work well in conjunction. And a little tip, I'll give you a little tip. If you're using Freedom Fighters, it actually will passively spawn a power gem for you, and it will also and also the commander cards from the previous event, the golems, they will also passively create power gems. So they're actually going to power up your relics as well, because your relics now require power gems to be on the board in order to also create power gems. So your turn 1 damage will actually be relatively high if you combine the previous commander deck with the Freedom Fighters and this event deck. So I think that's a really good idea. Dark side. Oh goodness. So for those of you who know, there is this running joke where people have been asking me to howl on the stream, and so I suppose given sort of like what they've been asking for, I will just read out loud. So awoo. Awoo, those two. So there you go. So you can't say I didn't howl on stream. Okay. All right. So Sandra, you have Freya, you sold it, you bought it back, and it didn't count. So I think you gotta get it at 5 stars and then upgrade it to 6 stars. Okay. So Blueberry, to overcome dead bosses, don't claim 9 solo bosses. You would get 1 boss, which would be not directly dead. So yeah, that's another trick that people have sort of shown. Like, let them all like sort of like be unclaimed, and then you just kind of do 1 at a time, and then it'll show up as like new. That's something that you can try as well. Although I haven't tried it myself. Yeah, so Matt Mouse, I corrected myself. I thought that it was the ultra rare card. It's the support card. A little disappointing. I was hoping that it would be the ultra rare card, because then I could actually get my Freedom Fighters to 3 stars, but no such luck. Okay. All right. So that is going to be it for this stream for me. I think that some things to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to the after the event upgrade. The update is going to give us auto turn end. And the Mercenary Heroes, cool concept. I'm super excited to get the Empress card, because I've been chasing that card forever. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hoping I get that. And you know the trick now to getting your other cards. Buy them back at 5 stars, upgrade it to 6 stars, and you'll be able to check that off your list. Do that now before they change it, because who knows if that was an unintentional behavior. So do this now while you can, get that checked, and then have fun during this event. Hope you guys enjoy. And I know this is probably going to be memed, the whole howling thing. I've been holding up, but since you guys typed it up in the chat for me, I just read it. All right. And so that's gonna be it. Thank you so much, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are about this deck. And if you get it, what you think. I personally don't know that it's the, I think that the Ultimate Form card can have lasting power. I don't think the deck itself is like super overpowering, but I could be completely wrong. But expect a very fast moving event, because a lot of us have the Bio Blizzard deck. So we're going to be competing against the nukes. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Just expect it to be more the same. A lot of bosses coming up dead. All right, so we will explore the event as it goes on, and have fun. Take care, and I will see you next time. And for Sandra, I am going to be doing a stream for Era Chaos tonight, because of all the new content that came out as well. Okay, all right, that's all for me. Thank you very much. Take care. And before I go, I just saw some people saying hi from Netherlands. Thank you for joining me. Take care, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.